And welcome back to another episode of the Menace Report, Fantasy Prediction Show, hosted by yours truly, Menace to Fantasy. Let's go. And welcome back to another episode of the Menace Report, Fantasy Prediction Show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, hold up. Welcome back. You know I had to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Menace back up in the studio in the Steeler Bar, coming with some more content to bless you on this lovely rainy Thursday afternoon up here in Jersey. Sitting here and I was like, all right, I hit them in the head with 2 videos last week. I need to hit you in the head again with 2 videos. So here's the first video of the week, the first content this week. I'm going to try to do another video either Friday night or Saturday night. I try to think of things. Folks, if you want me to discuss a topic, drop me a text, put something in the chat, leave something on this video, and I will try to accommodate to my best ability. So I was sitting there and I was hit up and the question was proposed to me. They were like, Menace, you really rocking with Jackson Dart as your starting quarterback. If you haven't really been paying attention, I already gave my keeper. I'm keeping Jackson Dart, the G-Men starting quarterback in the last round of the Bears draft. Okay? And yes, I'm going to rock Jackson Dart, late round quarterback. Love him. But my plan is, my plan is to pair him with another late round quarterback. If you don't know, I already said it, some of you know, I am a big fan of the late round quarterback strategy in fantasy football, okay? Now, I can say this, I've been doing the late round quarterback strategy since 2002. Everybody in Mexico, how you know you've been? I'm gonna tell you a little story. It's not a story, it's the truth. In that draft, in the Bears draft back in 2002, because I keep all the history, I got all the stuff. I had the 3rd overall pick, and I drafted Kurt Warner, quarterback from the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams. I took him, okay, because he blacked out the year before, did his thing. I'm like, okay, I'm taking Kurt Warner. It's a PPR. That is the season in 2002. Kurt Warner broke his pinky finger. He only played 6 games that season. So you already know how my fantasy season went. So that was my first round pick. That season was a wash for me. So I decided right then I would never take a early quarterback again. And I haven't. Sometimes that has worked for me. Sometimes it has not, but I stay strong and stay true to my word. You haven't seen Roberto take Josh Allen, you know you got to take him early. You haven't seen Roberto draft Lamar Jackson, you know you got to take him early. Jaden Daniels, you know you got to take him early. Joe Burrow, you got to take him early. A lot of guys you got to take early, so I just be patient and go with my late round strategy. So I'm rocking Jackson Dart, but I'm going to pair him with another late round QB. Now, for some folks who really don't understand the late round quarterback strategy in fantasy football, okay, this strategy is where managers, obviously, they wait on drafting the quarterback, okay? They wait, and they usually don't pull the trigger on the quarterback to maybe the 9th, 10th, 11th round. That's when they start looking for their quarterback, okay? That's the late round quarterback. A GM that deploys this strategy is trying to focus on building up their depth at the skill positions, the other skill positions, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, okay? That is the strategy. That is the plan. When you go late round quarterback, you want to build depth with those running backs, those wide receivers, and those tight ends. All right. So the pros of taking these strategies. Number one, you load up on elite running backs and wide receivers, elite wide receivers. We all know when you have an elite wide receiver, elite running back, those are the players that help you win the league winning players. And I want majority of them. I want a whole lot of league winning players or have the potential to win the league for you. So I want them often and early and often. I want a whole bunch of them. Next pro, the QB depth in the recent years is very abundant. A lot of QBs out there, and it's a smidgen of a difference. If you really look at it, it's not really a huge difference. Even though you might have those guys that black out have a whole bunch of touchdown passes, but there's not really a huge difference. You can find somebody late, and they'll do you just fine. And the last pro, this is for better roster flexibility. The more quality players you have means the better injury insurance you have. Okay, so the more quality players you have roster, that helps you ensure you have better injury insurance. Okay, and if you jumped that early and took that early Josh Allen type QB, you're missing out some elite wide receivers, and your depth is really not there. So I'm going to deploy this strategy again, as already started with the Jackson Dart as my keeper. Now, some QBs that I'm looking. Now, the first young man I'm going to talk about, in my opinion, should be a late round QB. But just because where he went signed with, he might not be a late round quarterback. You never know. But this is Bears we're talking about. And we have some GMs that will surprise you with their selections. Okay? Will surprise you. But the first man I'm talking about is Kyle Murray, Minnesota Vikings QB. This is my first late round QB. And like I said, he might not actually be a late round this year in Bears. He might get taken early. But like I said, late round in my opinion is 9th, 10th, 11th round and further on. Kyle might go 7th round, 8th round. You never know. Okay, so now, Kyle Murray. Well, I think he's late round and he's good value. The Vikings QB1 job is his to lose. It's his. He goes out there and be efficient and doesn't turn over the ball. That is his job. J.J. McCarthy dropped the ball last year. Unless he has some tremendous training camp and Kyle gets hurt, Kyle Murray is going to be the starting QB. If you really look at the history, Kyle Murray rarely has a bad fantasy QB season in his career. Okay? I know people are not happy when this and that, but you really look at it, just because that rushing, he really hasn't had a horrible fantasy career. He's done his thing. Now, Kyle Murray, ever since that ACL, he's averaging 35 rushing yards a game. That is huge. I love mobile quarterbacks, okay? Dual threat quarterbacks to me are huge. Kyle Murray is a dual threat quarterback, all right? He has 5 top 5 finishes 2 years. The same as Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert. They both also have 5 top 5 finishes in the last 2 years. So and I like Dak and I like Justin. And I think Justin's going to black, but Dak is going to be a little bit earlier. I don't consider Dak a late round quarterback, and I don't consider Justin Herbert a late round quarterback. All right? Like I said, they both have 5 top finishes in the last 2 years, so does Kyle Murray. I love this, and if I can get this man late, it's huge. He's getting paired up with Kevin O'Connell, okay? Head coach. He's almost like a QB whisperer. He do some big things with QBs he's worked with. So you got Kevin O'Connell plus JJ plus Addison, okay, plus Sam Laporta. No, not Sam Laporta. All right, what's that boy's name? TJ Hawkinson. So this is the best all-around group of weapons Kyler Murray has been working with. Okay? You got a true wide receiver 1, decent wide receiver 2, and don't forget, they got my man Jawan Jennings, another decent wide receiver. Okay? He's a great run blocker. He's great. And you got a tight end. So this is huge for Kyler Murray. All right. The only thorn that's still around is J.J. McCarthy still around. So you never know. Kyler might be on a short lease because they did use some draft commodity to get J.J. McCarthy. So you never know. But if available and if late, it's probably going to be at the 9th round, I would pull the trigger on Kyler Murray as my first late round QB. Let's transition into my next quarterback. I feel there's a late round value. And this man is a baller. And I was informed by my son, who's also a Steelers fan, that this young man might be a Steeler next year. You never know. I'm talking about Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. Now, let's remember, just 2 years ago, 2024, he led the league in pass TDs. He had 41 TDs. He led the league. This is Baker Mayfield. All right? That year, he averaged 25 points per game. All right? He finished as the QB4 that season. Now, just last season, the first 6 weeks, Baker was balling. They were chanting, excuse me, folks, I'm tongue-tied right now. The crowd down in Tampa was chanting MVP for Baker Mayfield with the first 6 weeks. That was rocking. Then he started getting nicked up. And the rest of the season was up and down for Baker Mayfield. You know, you get hurt in that position, yeah, it's not good. You know, this season, he's finally healthy. Completely healthy, all right? Vegas, we're going to bring Vegas in there because it's money. They got the Buccaneers with the 15th implied scoring, overall scoring. So all the teams in there, they think they're going to score the 15th total points out of all the teams, number 15. Now, downside, little red flag. They do have a new offensive coordinator. That's never good. And Baker Mayfield has had so many offensive coordinators throughout his career. I kind of feel kind of bad for him because it seems like every year they keep on switching. New offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson. He's coming from the Sean McVay tree. So we'll see. And the guy already told he's moving people around. I know Mecca Ibuka is going to be in the X spot, and it's lovely. And Chris Godwin's probably going to be back in the slot. So they got weapons. So if Baker Mayfield is around late, I would definitely pull the trigger and pair Baker Mayfield up with Jackson Dart as a 1-2 punch. All right, folks, we'll keep it moving. We're going to transition into the last quarterback that is on my radar as a late round target. And this man right here is, in my opinion, the king of late round quarterbacks. The only downside for this man, he's not mobile. He's a straight pocket passer. But this man has helped me in the past. And if I can get him late again, I would definitely roster him or draft him. I'm talking about King Joffrey, Jared Goff, Detroit Lions quarterback. All right? Now, in a lot of rankings I've been looking, he's going outside just the top 100, Jared Goff. All right? He's being drafted behind guys like Bo Nix, who's coming back from major injury, and Matthew Stafford, who did ball, but Matthew Stafford is 1 year older. Okay? He's getting older, long in the tooth. All right. Jared has 8 top 5 weeks, all right, in the last 2 years. There's only 4 quarterbacks that has more than him, okay? And that's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and the last one, I gotta too late, but there's only 4 other QBs that have more top 5 finishes the last 2 years than Jared Goff. Now, 3 straight years, this man has thrown for 4,500 yards, 4,500, okay? He gets it done, and it's a high-scoring offense. Now, Vegas has Lions as the number 1 implied scoring team, meaning they're going to score the most points this year. The Lions offense. That's Vegas. Jarrett still got Sun God plus J-Mo. If you don't know who wait, I'm not even gonna assume. Sun God, Amaron St. Brown. That's what his name means. That's not me making it up. That's what Amaron means, Sun God. He has J-Mo, nickname that's Jamison Williams. He has Sonic, Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the best running backs out the backfield. And this is the team that has Sam Laporta. So Jarrett has weapons. So if I can get this man late and pair him with Jackson Dart, I'm good with my quarterback room. Now, if I can't get a suitable late round quarterback, I have to start the season with Jackson Dart, and I have to just work the wire or work a trade. But I'm confident with Jackson Dart, and I'm confident with the late round QB strategy. It's very effective if you do it correctly. I'm telling you now. So let's end this correctly, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll start working on my next video for either Friday night or Saturday night. Let's end this correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, July's almost over. We're about to go into August. I hope you're studying, folks. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Cheers.